modern media.
Welcome to the 330 To Go Sports Talk Show on Northeast Ohio's hottest and fastest growing news and entertainment media network.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. It is Wednesday, 2 o'clock, January the 31st, 2024. How's everybody doing out there in Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter land? It is Mike Voorhees once again back at it with the 330 To Go Sports Talk Show. It's time to have some fun. There's so much to talk about, so many things to discuss. But before I get into my topics, a little bit of 330 To Go housekeeping. So I don't know if everyone saw yesterday, 330 To Go Headquarter 1 announced a new dog. Awesome when families get to add pets to the family. But I have a question. Why in the world did we not let the 330 To Go audience name the dog? Are we not smart enough? Is there not plenty of us? Do we not have the collective intelligence to name the dog? You pick Brutus. Come on, Brutus? Brutus. That's what we went with. Listen, I'm a huge Ohio State guy. Look, Ohio State Cup right here. Drink from it all the time. I'm a big Ohio State guy. But Brutus, come on, Brutus. Shame, 330. A missed opportunity, absolutely, in my utmost opinion. But anyway, let's hop right into it. We had some news. The Baseball Hall of Fame announced its 2024 inductees, the newest members. You had Hall of Fame manager Jim Leyland, who managed the Pirates and the Tigers. Catcher first baseman Joe Mauer of the Minnesota Twins. Todd Helton, first baseman designated hitter from the Colorado Rockies. And third baseman Adrian Beltre of the Texas Rangers. So congratulations to those four. Huge honor to make it to the Hall of Fame. I love watching the induction stuff. I love watching who's getting what votes and you only got 10 years. You got 10 years to make it to the Hall of Fame. You need 75% of the vote to get in. So again, congratulations to Jim Leyland, Joe Mauer, Todd Helton, Adrian Beltre. Congrats to them. And now some Cleveland Guardians news. I'm going to throw this up real fast on the ticker. I host a podcast, if you didn't know. It's called the MLB Guardcast. Listen anywhere podcasts are available. Join myself and Brian Shaw each and every time the Cleveland Guardians make news. We'll bring it to you. So speaking of the Guardians made an interesting sign. It was an invitation to spring training. And the man that we know and love as Cookie Carrasco is back with the Guardians on a minor league deal with an invitation to spring training. Absolutely love this. I can see him making this team as a long reliever, so I love it. The first episode of the MLB Guardcast for 2024 records on Friday. Just a little teaser there. So we'll have to talk about Cookie and some other Cleveland Guardians news and notes as well. So again, join us. Spotify, Apple Music, wherever you listen to your podcasts. Find us, the MLB Guardcast. We're also on YouTube. We have our own channel. So if you don't want to listen to us, you can stare at our ugly mugs. Or if you don't want to stare at our ugly mugs and you just want to listen, then you can find us wherever Spotify or wherever podcasts are available. But I have a treat for those tuning in today. If you watched or listened last week, we had a guest on, Jay Wilhelm, good friend of mine from my high school football color commentary, play-by-play calling days. He was a part of the team. He was on, had a blast with him. So we decided I was going to bring him back. But before I bring Jay back into the fold, if you want to join the show, click or copy the link below into your browser. Follow the prompts. Come join us. Have some fun. Talk to us. Talk to me. Talk to Jay. Talk to whomever. I don't want to just talk to myself. So without further ado, the man, the myth, the legend, Jay Wilhelm. Let me add you, Jay. Jay, good afternoon, sir. Happy Wednesday, brother.
What's up, man? How are you?
I am fantastic, sir. How are you?
I'm great, man. Just sitting at the office. Decided to step away from my daily duties at Wilson Plumbing, Heating, Cooling, and Electrical as the infrastructure specialist to spend some time with you this
Nice.
afternoon.
Well, I appreciate that, good sir. I appreciate
Yeah.
that. Lots to talk about. Our Super Bowl. We finally get our Super Bowl. It is here. It is the Kansas City Chiefs and the San Francisco 49ers. Jay, what's your thoughts there? Like, that was pretty big.
Yeah, I think we can. I think we can move off of the conspiracy that the pre-made symbol is telling us who's coming on the stage this year.
You can't blame people though. The color scheme, like, come on now,
that actually would have been a brilliant marketing scheme if they would have actually done it and released it. But I'll never be the conspiracy guy that says things are fixed. There's just too many hands in the cookie jar for it to last this long.
Although Kansas City getting to the Super Bowl, I mean, you got Taylor Swift. Maybe the NFL's really enjoying having her around.
Kansas City I'm sure they are. I'm sure they are, but I'm going to throw this out there. If two people know a secret, what do you have to do to keep that secret? You got to kill one of them. And you got like 10,000 people involved in these sports leagues, and not one person over the last 50 years has spilled the beans because they were an upset employee. Come on.
No, I am agreeing with you. I am agreeing with you. I just think it's funny that the Chiefs have played better ever since Taylor Swift has gotten into the fold. Travis Kelce's played out of his mind. Patrick Mahomes has looked really good.
I'm going to tell you right now, man, when I was in Little League, I was a good pitcher. But you put a pretty little blonde behind the backstop, I was a no-hitter pitcher.
I think everybody does better when somebody's watching them. You know, that's just common knowledge. But Jay, obviously Taylor Swift, Pat Mahomes, Brock Purdy, probably the greatest running back of all time, Christian McCaffrey, and I'll say that. I mean, the guy can do it all, receiving out of the backfield, running the football. He gets traded from Carolina to San Francisco. This offense is unstoppable when it's clicking on all cylinders and they're healthy.
Yeah. What a shift of a career for Christian McCaffrey going from to the Panthers.
Grass is greener on the other side, right? Grass is greener.
It is this time.
Yeah,
it is this time.
Panthers are struggling, but I think they'll be back soon enough. I think they'll get some pieces in place. Let them get a good coach. I've always loved the Panthers color scheme. Always love the Carolina blue, the teal, the black. Like it's a good color.
The Carolina blue is iconic.
Yes, it absolutely is. Well, Jay, I have a treat for you.
Yeah, so what do you got for me?
We teased this. I want to put you through a 2-minute drill, sir.
Oh, okay.
I've got some hot takes. I've got some questions that I'm going to ask you, and I want to catch you off the rip here. I want to see what you say. But before I jump into the 2-minute drill, here's a question. So I don't know if you heard the beginning of the show. 3-3-0 to go. Headquarter one introduced their new dog yesterday.
Okay.
They named the dog Brutus. What's your thoughts?
Everybody names their dogs Brutus or Harley. I'm a huge Buckeye fan, so I don't hate the name.
But wouldn't you have let the fans of 3-3-0, shouldn't they have gotten the opportunity to name the dog?
Yeah, 1,000%.
Missed opportunity there. All right, Jay, without further ado, I have a timer set. Actually, I do not have a timer set. That was a lie. Pump fake had it ready and then clicked out of it, and now I got to go back into it. All right, sir, I am ready to go. 2 minutes on the clock. Jay, are you ready?
Let's do what we can do.
All right, timer will begin here in 3, 2, and 1. All right, Jay, does the game need to start a little earlier than 6:40 Eastern Standard Time?
No, I think that's a good time.
You like
any time before 7 o'clock? Yep.
Thoughts on Usher being the halftime performance? Do you think he's still popular and relevant?
Not as much as he used to be, but this might reel him back up in because I don't think some of the younger crowd's going to realize how talented he actually is.
Actual thoughts and feelings on Christian McCaffrey. Is he the best ever?
He's not the best running back ever. To me, that's Jim Brown. However, he might be the most complete running back ever because he's got wide receiver hands and the ability to run routes like a wide receiver, but also still have that running back in him. So as far as the totality, the position and everything that you have to do, he's the best I've ever seen. But when it comes to pure running back, that's Jim Brown for me.
All right, less than a minute to go. Quick answers now. Which defense do you like better?
49ers.
Do you feel the game should be played outdoors to include the elements?
No.
Is Travis Kelce one of the best tight ends of all time?
He's the greatest tight end ever.
Whoa, wow. All right. Is Brock Purdy good because of his skill set or because of the system he's in?
The system he's in and the brain that he has in between the ears.
Where does Patrick Mahomes rank all time in the quarterback ranking for you, Jay?
Top 5.
Wow. All right. Chances that Travis Kelce proposes to Taylor Swift after the game?
Less than 10%.
All right. 10th and final question, Jay. Who wins?
The Chiefs. I'm not betting against Mahomes until he gives me a reason to.
Well, there you have it. You completed it in 57 seconds, sir. So congrats. Or I'm sorry, 1 minute, 57 seconds. You had 3 seconds to spare, Jay. Well done, sir. Well done. We got the big, the Super Bowl coming up. Obviously, the Pro Bowl and all that this coming weekend. Are you interested in anything that's going on? I know they'll do dodgeball and they'll do the flag football game on Sunday. And
not my thing. The Pro Bowl's lost a whole lot since when I was a kid. What I would do if I was them, because they do the whole Nickelodeon thing and they're throwing in the dodgeball and stuff like that, I would gear that towards kids.
Yeah, I agree 1,000%. They're missing the boat here.
Yeah, because we're going to put that on. I mean, we sit in our living room with our kids now and watch little kid cartoons.
Right.
So why wouldn't they do this little niche?
Jay, just because they're cartoons does not make them kid friendly. Okay. They're not all for kids.
Yeah.
Some adults.
Family Guy's one of my favorites.
Simpsons. I mean, come on now. We as adults love cartoons. That's all I'm saying.
Sure.
Anyway, moving on. Obviously, the Cavs getting healthy at the right time. Evan Mobley back the other night as the Cavs beat the Clippers. Shout out to JB Bickerstaff. Picked up his 150th career win with the Cavs. He is the 5th coach in the franchise to do so. So kudos to you, JB Bickerstaff. And tonight, another return. Darius Garland, who's been out since having his jaw wired shut. He will join the Cavs back tonight. And this team just continues to get stronger and get better.
Yeah, I think we got to give them, especially Garland, a little bit of time to get back in that game shape, get timing down. With the team's been doing really well without him, but they're going to need to ease him back in because you don't want to mess up. You get a good player back. We've seen it happen in the past. You get a good player back after time off to a team that's been doing really well, and then it throws the timing off. And you got to be careful of that. You don't want to throw timing off or how everybody's kind of been working together. But you definitely are glad to see him back. It's just going to take him, I think, a week or so, maybe a little longer to kind of get back into the flow. They just got to keep him within.
Well, Max Strus has played extremely well. You got Sam Merrill. I mean, you've got guys that have stepped up and filled in wonderfully in his absence. But getting a guy back like Darius Garland right now, at the end of January, you're getting ready to hit that home stretch of the regular season. You got the trade deadline coming up next week. So there's a lot of things that potentially can happen and will happen. Dude, I'm on board with this Cavs team. I think they're going to make some noise. I don't think they're going to disappoint us like they did last year. I am very excited. What I'm not excited about is things like Dillion Brooks.
Oh, I can't stand
Jay, I got a question for you. Is the NBA more enjoyable when you have guys that make these dirty plays and get all of this spotlight and to do? Because for those that missed it, Dillion Brooks smacked LeBron James right across the face. I mean, he wasn't going for the ball. They're going to say that he was. There's no shot he was going for the ball. Smacks LeBron right in the face. LeBron falls on the floor. And, everybody's like, oh, look at the crybaby. He's down, blah, blah, blah. Dude got hit in the face.
Yeah.
What do you think about a guy like Dillion Brooks? I mean, he's a heck of a talent. I mean, when he's not, I think he's a head case, but when he's actually playing the game, he can shoot well. He plays great defense, but it's these dust ups or these like big to-dos that really throw some shade on the type of player he is.
Yeah, I got a few things on that. The game isn't better with people like that. It's more entertaining. Because what do you do if you're walking through the mall and two guys are shaking hands? You keep walking. If those two guys are throwing hands, you're stopping and watching.
Yep, you're pulling your phone out. You're taking pictures. Yep.
It's more entertaining. It's not a better product with guys like that. We also have to remember, more than any other time in our life, people are brands in professional sports. Their name is their brand. And if you are a middle to lower tier talent in the NBA, which Dillion Brooks is, I don't care what he signed for. He's not great at anything other than the stuff you just talked about.
Yeah.
So to make his money that can last beyond playing days, guys like that have to create a brand somehow. Birdman did it when he was with Miami. Not a great player, good enough to be in the league, clearly. He created a brand.
He was a phenomenal defender. I loved watching Chris Anderson. He was one of my favorites. Give him a mohawk, tattooed, sleeved up, man. I mean, Chris Anderson, Birdman was something special. But then you got players like Draymond Green that are doing the same thing. Like, this isn't the 90s of basketball where you had like Dennis Rodman and Bill Laimbeer and all these guys where it was scrappy and it was a lot more physical. Where's the defense right now in the NBA? Do we not play defense anymore? Is it optional? Because you see teams scoring 140, 150 points. You got 3 out of your 5 that are scoring 20 or more a night. Like, what is going on with NBA and defense?
I also think that there's more talent top to bottom in the NBA today than there was in the 90s.
Okay.
In the 90s, you had 1 or 2 guys, and then you had a couple of gas station attendants just filling the floor, right?
Right. Okay.
So Jordan and Pippen aren't scoring 100, and then you're going to get, a couple of guys here to score 10 or more. Now you just have more talent, more scoring talent on the floor at one time, 1 to 5 than we did in the 90s. I think that has a lot to do with it. Number 2, it is more of a run league, just like the NFL. Spread them out.
Yep.
It's a track, and baseball started it with the steroid era. All the home runs. Give me home runs. Give me runs. I don't want to see 1-0. I don't want to see 70 pitches each. Let me get to the 7-8 run, 9-10 run mark.
Yeah,
Football did the same thing. 4 wide, spread it out, no huddle, go, run pass option. And the NBA is doing the same thing. And it's just happens to be the talent.
It baffles me. I watch SportsCenter every morning before I get ready to go to my day job, and you look at the scores from the night before, and you're like 139 to 137. Wow, okay, track meet. Yep. Team shooting over 50%, defense optional. Got it. Okay, great. And I agree with you, Jay. I think that the talent has definitely gotten better over time, and now you have, instead of the 1, 2, 3 that you had in the early 2000s, now you have, I mean, you can name a bunch of players.
You got guys like Jamal Crawford that come off the bench, Manu Ginobili and stuff like that started this whole era of scoring so much.
Yeah,
I'd never heard of a younger person complaining about the amount of scoring. It's the people that saw the 90s
I can agree with
that are the ones that are complaining because people don't like change. But the younger kids aren't complaining. They're like, yeah, give me the points, run it up and down, ISO ball, 1-on-1. Let me see you against me. That's one of the things I loved as a pitcher. In baseball, it was the only time that every play I got to be 1-on-1 with somebody. Now, granted, I had teammates behind me that could help me out, but before I threw that pitch, it was 1-on-1, and that's kind of like the mentality of some of these young guys that come into the NBA. Let me show you what I have so I can build my brand. So when I'm done with this sport, I can do something with it.
Right. Well, we got about 10 minutes left, Jay, and I wanted to talk something near and dear to me that happened earlier this week. Actually, I think it started kind of last week. The whole Caitlin Clark incident. Matt McGaw, who hosts the 330 to Go Sports Talk Show on Tuesdays and Thursday mornings, he gave his opinion on Caitlin Clark. She collided with an Ohio State Buckeye fan after the women Buckeyes defeated Caitlin Clark's Iowa Hawkeyes. There was a collision. Caitlin Clark fell. They showed there was a multitude of clips. Slowed down. You saw they collided, right?
Yeah.
Matt gives his take that it was a flop. Okay. I agree. I think that in the heat of the moment, neither one of them probably were looking where they were going. The one Ohio State fan running with her phone in her hand definitely wasn't looking, and there was a collision, right? Here's where I get pissed off, right? So somebody gives their opinion.
Mm-hmm.
If you notice the post, it got a ton of comments, clicks, interactions, all of that, right? But it wasn't like just people being kind and sharing their opinion, and like people are attacking someone for their take.
Yeah.
Commenting on his intelligence level, his appearance, his education level. I mean, there were so many things. What is wrong with people that we've changed so much that instead of arguing an opinion, which we're supposed to do, that's what makes us all unique, is that we all have different opinions. If we all had the same opinions, life would really suck and
boring.
be boring. Right.
Mm-hmm.
Why are we not just agreeing to disagree? Why are we attacking folks? Like, what is wrong with people?
They don't have the emotional intelligence to have a real conversation. They don't have the intelligence. If they feel like their opinion is different and they want to come back and combat the opinion that they read, that's one thing. But you need to follow it up with your opinion of the subject. Your opinion of the person doesn't matter. Like, it doesn't matter.
Well, and people were doing that. People were commenting their opinions, but then before they'd get to their side of their opinion, it was, well, look at this bald, fat, idiotic take, like all of these things. Listen, folks, you listen to different podcasts, you watch different shows. We all are unique, right?
Yeah.
But what in the Sam Hill are we doing when we're going after somebody's education, appearance, their intelligence level, all because you disagree with what they have to say?
Yeah, those people are losers.
Like, why can't we as people, as human beings, have a civilized conversation? So I could say to you, Jay, I think Michael Jordan is the second best player of all time.
Okay.
And I would put LeBron James at number one. This is just for argument's sake.
Yeah.
Let's say that you, Jay, feel that Michael Jordan deserves to be number one.
Yeah.
The difference, I think, between people, whether we're friends or not, or we know each other, I really don't think that you would come at me and go, man, you're an idiot. You're bald. You're dumb. You're stupid. What are you thinking? Jordan's better than LeBron. Jordan's 6-0. Whatever direction you would go.
Sure.
But what are we doing, folks?
Yeah, I'm gonna teach these people. I'm gonna give these people a real quick tutorial on how to have a sports debate. A
tutorial with Jay. Here we go. Go ahead.
Real quick. Okay, you like LeBron. We'll just this is the example we'll use. You like LeBron, I like Jordan. You tell me you think LeBron is the greatest of all time, and I say Michael Jordan is the greatest of all time. You tell me why you think LeBron is the greatest of all time, and you know what I do instead of attacking your intelligence and your looks and whatever else? I tell you why I think Michael Jordan is the best.
Really?
That's literally all we have to do.
You don't say it's that simple, huh?
And you know what we've never done on social media ever in the history of life? Change somebody's opinion. It's never happened.
No,
it's never happened. I've never spoken to somebody for 20 minutes online and then stop and go, you know what, man, those are valid reasons. I'm going to take your side now. It's never happened. Never happened.
That's true.
It's just
like,
not what
it completely pissed me off. Like, I'm reading those comments and they're like, I've known Matt, him and I have hosted a multitude of things. We did the 330 to go high school football show last year, plus the year before. Like, Matt's he's going to say this, and I love him to death. He may not be the most intelligent guy in the room. But what I do know about Matt is that he's very knowledgeable when it comes to sports. And his take is one that I may disagree with from time to time. But at the end of the day, I'm not going to comment and be a keyboard tough guy and go, you're fat, you're fat, bald, ugly, like you're an idiot. Shut up, go crawl in a hole, do whatever.
Yeah.
Like, I listen to Stephen A. Smith. I've watched Stephen A. for a long time. Doesn't mean I agree with everything that he says. You won't catch me bashing him on social media.
Sure.
If you don't like somebody's take, I've got some options for you. Here's what you do. If you don't like somebody's take, you can address it one of two ways. One, have a civilized conversation and explain why your opinion's better than theirs. Or two, keep scrolling.
Yeah.
Scroll, keep going. These keyboard tough guys drive me absolutely insane. I almost swore there. I'm really glad I didn't. I stopped myself. Like, they drive me crazy. Why are we attacking people? Why are we chopping people down in a society where we need to be building each other up and walking alongside our brothers and sisters and caring for one another? Not, well, you're an idiot, so you're just an idiot, and I'm not going to prove my point. You're just an idiot, or you're bald, or you're stupid, or you're fat, ugly, whatever. Fill in the blank. Oh my goodness, what is wrong with people? Can we get a clue, please? It's 2024, guys.
Hey, it's like Mike Tyson said, man. Everybody's real comfortable saying whatever they want because they can't get punched in the mouth immediately anymore.
No, that is true too.
I guarantee you, I will guarantee you 99.9999% of human beings would never say what they've said to the person's face that they said it to online.
Yeah. Well, I didn't ask you, Jay. I kind of skipped over it. I know you saw the clip that we talked about and the clip in question with Caitlin Clark. Do you feel that it was a flop? Do you feel that it was over exaggerated, or do you feel like it was an incidental run in?
I think it was a little of both. I don't think the fan was so focused on getting to that pile in the middle of the floor and celebrating. And that person running on the floor is not an athlete. Like, they're not on the team.
No, right? They were holding their phone up running. That's not something an athlete does.
Caitlin Clark is the best women's basketball player, and it's not close. And she's probably one of the greatest women's college players ever, if she isn't already. She has the peripheral vision. She has the peripheral vision to see. Now, she might have seen it late, but there was a bit, and I love Caitlin Clark. Like, I love watching her game. There was a little bit of a flop there because she, if you watch it in slow motion, had the time to put her hand up and do this. It was a bit of a flop. Now, it was blown way out of proportion. Yeah, it was a complete accident, and it was the nature of what happened. Like,
so here's another take I'll give you guys. So obviously, when you have upsets in sports, are you trying to tell me that as a fan, you don't want to run down on the field, on the court, on the ice, whatever we're talking here, and celebrate with the team that just upset a ranked team, a team that on paper was better? You want those fans to stay in the seats and just cheer from where they're seated? That's what I love about college basketball. You see it all the time in college. Now, I haven't seen it in the pros. I haven't seen it in baseball. I haven't seen it in football where fans are running on the field. But college basketball is one of those things where you have an upset. These fans want to celebrate. These are kids that are in classes with these kids. They're excited. They want to celebrate with them. Yeah, we kind of should be, a little aware of our surroundings. We should probably give the other team time to get off the court and then go down and celebrate. And then we're not having this discussion of Caitlin Clark runs into a fan or the fan runs into Caitlin Clark and she flops. And then all of a sudden we're going berserko because somebody had a different take than you and you're calling them a bozo and go do, like, come on, really?
Yeah. It was a flop. It wasn't so egregious that anybody needed belittled over it. It was just it doesn't happen often. I mean, think about how often you've seen teams run on a court in college basketball in our lifetime.
All the time.
And this is one of the only times I can really think of something remotely close to even happening. Yeah. And I think Caitlin handled it probably as best as she could. And, it's kind of like one of those things that she probably realizes that pushing off and falling off to the left was probably the most safe way instead of going into a full-blown collision with the girl.
Right.
I think that had a lot to do with it too. It was just, kind of like they teach you when you're a running back, like you roll with the defender and use their own leverage and strength against them. And I think that's kind of what Caitlin did. I think it was a little bit of a flop, but I think it was necessary not only for herself and her safety, but the girls. And I don't think it was a big deal. I don't even think I commented on it because I thought it was such a non-thing.
Yep, I agree. Shout out to Matt McGaw. I love you, brother. Keep doing your thing. Speaking of
I'll back you anytime, man.
Speaking of Matt McGaw, are you looking to buy, sell, maybe even rent? If you're in the housing market, Matt McGaw is a realtor at Keller Williams Chevenik. For all your real estate needs, give him a call, 330-807-4614, or email him at mattmcgaw@kw.com. Let him make the process easier for you. Call him today, guys. Matt McGaw knows what he's doing. Not only does he give amazing sports takes, but he's an incredible realtor. So go give Matt some love. Watch him. Tune in tomorrow morning, 9 a.m. right here on the 330 To Go Sports Talk Show. Matt will be here live in studio. Can't wait to hear what he has to say. Jay, a pleasure as always, man. Thank you so much for joining me and for giving your take and for letting me know that you have my back in a fight. I appreciate that.
Yeah, man, I got you, man. All day, any day, anywhere.
If you're not busy, maybe next Wednesday we do this again. Are you in for another 2-minute drill?
I'm down. Let's do it.
All right. I'll begin to put some questions together. Once again, Jay Wilhelm, thank you to you, sir. I will see you soon. Folks, be safe. Let's be kind to one another. And remember, you are enough. Until next week, guys, 2 p.m. on Wednesday. I am Mike Voorhees. This is the 330 To Go Sports Talk Show. I'll see you next week.